event we have on Thursday with the Gays and the High Achievers. So Melissa McCarter is the owner of Cocoa Brown, which is a tannin product. And she's just coming back from the Academy Awards in Hollywood there, and she's going to come back and speak to the High Achievers on Thursday.
Excellent.
A bottle of our product sells every 4 minutes in the shops in Ireland at the minute. So just want to have our picture.
Pretty incredible.
Quite pretty looking woman too.
Not bad at all. Great stuff. Just before you get started, Steve, just again to emphasize, guys, pen and paper, take loads of notes, and also I'll be keeping an eye on the question box, so type your questions in throughout. So the second you get a question, type it in, and I'll answer it, or we'll have a dedicated Q&A session at the end, okay? So enjoy, and I'm sure this will blow you away. All right, Steve, over to you.
That's great, Dave. Thanks very much, man. And it's a pleasure to be on here again speaking. I really appreciate you inviting me on here. I always enjoy these chats that we have on these webinars and that. And I hope that everybody out there this evening gets great value from this here, what I'm going to share. So basically, as Dave's introduced me, my name is McGeown, and what I help people do is help people get results, help people get the results that they want to get in their lives and in their business. And I work both in seminar settings, workshop settings, and I work with people personally as well too. And so at the end of this webinar call, we'll give you an opportunity if you want to get chatting with myself. We're going to give an opportunity for a call on that there, but we'll tell you more about that at the end anyway. So you can see on your screen there, you can see the word quantum leaps, a new life in the zone. And I suppose how I all began getting into what I'm doing now and results coaching and that was I had a transformation in my own life. I originally was a painter and decorator by trade. I'll just show you a little photograph of it here. I'll scroll past here. Now you might notice me scrolling quite fast through some of these PowerPoint slides. I'm not used to doing PowerPoints or presentations in that format. I prefer to speak from the heart. And one of the things that I'd really be encouraging everybody here in order to get the results that they want to get in their own lives is that you come from yourself. It's very important. Sometimes people can tend to conform too much in society into the way they think that things should be done. But quite often I find that in life and in business in every format there is the unseen thing, and the unseen thing is what I call magic. Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, you shall become. The bird waits in the egg, the oak sleeps in the acorn, and in the highest vision, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the ceilings of reality. Your circumstances may be uncongenial, but they shall not long remain so if you but perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. One of the things I want to cover here tonight is a topic called power of belief. And for me myself, that was the biggest first transformation in my own life. As I said, I left school at the age of 14. I was a painter and decorator for that time, and I found myself in America for about 5 years. I drank a lot, I smoked a lot, and it was in this constant loop of just working, drinking, doing the same things over and over again. And I found that I didn't want to be there anymore. So one evening, I was in my apartment, recovering from maybe a 6-day session of drinking alcohol, and I got down on my knees, and I prayed, and I said a prayer, and I prayed to God. And I prayed in a way that I had never prayed before in my life, because I prayed in a way that I was asking, and I was really believing that I was going to get an answer. And I don't know where you're at now at this moment in time yourself. Maybe you're just on this call and you're thinking, okay, maybe I'll get a strategy here that's going to move me forward. Or maybe you really are looking for a total transformation. But whatever it is that you're looking for, you're here tonight on this call for a reason. Because there's something within you. There's something within you that is asking. It's asking for an answer. And that's how you've ended up here listening to this. Because I don't believe completely in coincidences. I believe more in magic. And any time that we're asking for something, life is always answering us. But quite often we ourselves need to get out of the way, or stop our mind chatter in order to hear the answers. And that's the way that I was. I was all the time asking for an answer, but not believing that I was going to get it. So this evening I knelt down on my knees and prayed, and I asked for an answer, but I started to really believe in my heart that I was going to get it. And the answer came back very, very strong. And it said, stop your complaining, stop your whining, stop your whinging and your moaning, and look at the great things that you do have in your life. Look at your hands, your eyes. You've got a mind, you've got a body, and from this place you can go absolutely anywhere. Now at this time, I had basically forgotten how to write my name. I hadn't read a book of my choosing in years. I'd read books obviously when I was in school, but I hadn't read a book of my choosing in years. And I felt that I hadn't made any decisions for myself. Do you know where sometimes you can feel that you're making all your decisions because of the outside world and what the outside world is telling you to do, i.e. what your friends are telling you to do or what they're doing, i.e. what the media is setting to you and saying that you should be or should be like. And that bit of conformity, every time you take that step closer to that bit of conformity, what happens is you lose a little piece of your soul. And I had felt that I hadn't made a decision from myself since I was about 11 years of age. And I was very lonely at this time in my life. And what I wanted more than anything else in my life was I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted somebody to share my life with. I wanted somebody that I felt that would love me for who I was. But I was afraid. I had this fear within myself. And the fear within me would have stopped me from communicating and stopped me from, just hold on a wee second, I'll get this. As you can see, I'm not used to this. So the fear within me would have stopped me from being myself and stopped me communicating and stopped expressing myself. Now, there's something very interesting here that I want to share with you. The word education actually comes from a Latin word which means educo. And the word educo means to draw out from within. And quite often we are taught that we need to cram stuff in. We need to cram stuff in and be able to regurgitate it again. But the most important thing in this lifetime is for you to be able to express yourself. A tree grows, and a tree will grow and grow and grow, especially an oak tree will grow till it's about 300 years old, and will continuously express itself. It'll grow as tall and as wide as it possibly can. It'll shelter as many birds as it can, and it'll have as many offspring as it can. And its roots will go deep. But as human beings, our bodies stop growing in around the age of 18 or 21, depending whether you're a female or a male. And sometimes because our bodies stop growing, so do too our expression, our spirit, and our mind. What we have to remember as human beings is that we have got absolute, total, infinite ability and continue to express as much as we possibly can of that life force. And that's really what I want to share more than anything else, is that power and belief. I myself didn't know how I was going to do it. I knew that I didn't want to be doing what I was doing anymore. I didn't want the life that I had anymore. And I knew I wanted a good life. And that moment, when I asked for that answer, I got the answer. And in front of me, I could see a road. And it was a road to success. And for me, success is, to be happy, healthy, and reasonably prosperous. Happy, healthy, and reasonably prosperous. And everybody wants those things. And as you see in that very first picture that I put up, it said quantum leaps. And my life took absolute quantum leaps after that point in time. Because if I fast forward from where I was to where I am now, or even where I was a couple of years down the line, I was with the person that I loved. We got married with 3 kids. We moved out to a nice home on a farm, and we had 13 businesses with 65 employees. And I began to teach this information to people all over Ireland and all over the world. I had the pleasure of sharing the stage with Bob Proctor, who's been seen by over 200 million people across the world, The Movie The Secret. And I learned from Tony Robbins and Tony Robbins' leader. And he's one of my role models as well. So there is this power in the mind. So how can we activate this power in the mind? How can we begin to create dreams, to create their dreams and bring our dreams into reality? Well, the first thing is, obviously, we have to have our dreams. Sometimes people call them goals, visions. I like to call them dreams. We've got to have our dreams. And I know in your heart of hearts, you do know what you really want. And it's like the Space Girls. What do you want? What do you really, really want? It's not what your head is always saying to you what you want. Sometimes your head will tell you that you want more than what you really do want. But in your heart of hearts, deep down in your heart of hearts, every single person really knows what they really, really want. And the great thing is whenever you connect with that, what tends to happen is life tends to give you more than what you've even asked for. So the very first step to connecting with your power, with your deeper power, is the power of gratitude. Let me just take a drink here. Now, you might have heard this before about gratitude, about giving thanks. But the fact is as we begin to give thanks for the things that we already have in our life, then we automatically begin to get more. And there is no other transformation power that is any stronger than the power of gratitude. You also must believe that you can do it. So I'm going to read you out a poem about a man. And this poem is called It Couldn't Be Done. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he'd be the one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin. On his face, if he worried, he hit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has ever done it." But he took off his coat, and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle it in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you do it. That's a magnificent poem from a man called Edgar Guest. What a fantastic attitude that he has there, expecting to win all the way, no matter what, giving it your absolute best shot. Now imagine the positive difference it'll make to you, bringing this wonderful attitude of expectancy into everything you do in your daily life. Listen in close, my friends, because this is right now, right here, where the rubber hits the road. It's not about what you're desiring. It's not about what you're wishing for. It's not about what you're wanting. It's about what you're truly expecting in your heart of hearts. Just ponder on this for a little while. It's what you're truly expecting and what you're truly believing in. That's why the power of gratitude is so, so important. That's why the power of gratitude is magical and life transforming. Because once we begin to look at the magnificent things that are already happening in our lives, once we begin to look at these, for instance, every single breath that you need is there in every moment. Your blood circulates around your body automatically without you ever thinking about it. Your food is digested automatically without you ever thinking about it. The hair grows on top of your head, or maybe not, maybe just the sides, without you ever thinking about it. The world is circulating around constantly, even right now, at this moment in time, there's always miracles and there's always magic. And that's the most important thing. It's the expectation. And your expectation begins to change as you remember the magic in life. Every single thing out there that's being pumped out there that's conformity from the media, every single thing out there that's being pumped out there in terms of gossip or in terms of anything else will tell you and will separate you from the magic that is already yours, the magic that is your gift as you're born into this world. Because everything wants a little piece of your mind. But as you remember that magic is in your hands and the magic flows to and through you in every single sanguine moment. It's just like electricity. Most of us don't understand electricity, and you can cook a man's dinner with electricity and you can also cook the man. It doesn't matter what you apply to it. There's this power that flows to and through every single solitary human being in every moment. And with our thoughts and with our emotions, we create and manifest. With our thoughts and with our emotions, we create and manifest. And it comes down to that thing. It comes down to what we're expecting deep down inside. It's not what you're desiring. Most people are desiring positively, yet in their heart of hearts are expecting negatively. And in order for us to realize the good that you desire, you must shift from a place of just desiring to a place of absolutely believing you will receive this good. And as you look into your life and give thanks for the good that you've already received, even the smallest things, your mind begins to shift. It's what we focus on, we get more of. And as we begin to focus on all those great things, your mind begins to shift. You begin to see the magic in life. And once you see that magic in life, once you feel it, then you can begin to direct it. That's what the whole movie The Secret's about. That's what Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor, and that's what every single person that has ever done or anything great has been able to use that magic, has been able. Remember, human beings are the only life form on this entire planet that have the ability to create. We are called co-creators. In the Bible it says we are co-creators because in the Bible it says God created everything. Some people say energy created the universe, whatever your beliefs are. But something has created it. Everything is created out of something. But human beings, that's what separates us from animals, and that's what separates us from life, plants. We have the ability to create. You have the ability to dream a dream. You have the ability to imagine something. Albert Einstein said imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Thomas Edison, the great inventor of the electric light bulb with over 200 patents, had etched into his workbench, imagination is the workshop of the mind. In imagination, we are either creating the life, the business, the relationship, the health that we desire, or we are focused on creating the stuff that we do in 30 days, see what happens, give it a real true go, even for 30 seconds, and you begin already now to feel that power. Desiring on its own is merely wishing and wanting. This is no use on its own. Anyone can do that, and everyone does that. And you know that's not what you're about. You have total and complete choice in whatever you wish to believe in, and your beliefs are made up of reference points, ideas, and opinions of yours and others. A man or a woman can choose to believe they are destined for greater things, for fame and fortune, or choose to believe that all circumstances are stacked against them. It is a choice. In the Bible it says, as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. So what we must do here is convert your desire into expectation, total conviction. Dare I say, go beyond belief and enter into a state of faith. Now, I don't mean religious faith. What I mean by faith really is certainty. In the book Think Rich by Napoleon Hill, it's the second chapter. And Napoleon Hill explains that faith is certainty. It's when you know and you know that you know. It's to remember those moments in your life when you just knew it was going to happen. It may have been the person that you were going to marry. It may have been the job that you knew that you were going to get, or the business that you knew you were going to start that was going to be a success. Yes, faith is the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the incredible, and that is what enables you to receive what the masses think is impossible. Man has been on the moon. In the palm of your hand, if you have an iPhone or a smartphone, you've got all the information on this entire planet in the palm of your hand. Magic. But here's the thing, we do not lack information. What we lack is the ability to apply it and put it into action. If we could take all the information that you already have in your own mind and begin to apply that now, it would absolutely transform your life. But there's that switch, and it's that switch from desiring to absolutely believing, to total faith and total certainty. As it says, with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. So it's important here to identify and explain the meaning of three words in detail. One of them is belief. Belief is defined in Webster's dictionary as a firm opinion or acceptance of something. Two is expectancy, defined by Webster as regards as likely to occur. And three, faith, is described as something without logic or proof, absolute certainty. Napoleon Hill, now, if you don't know him, was the author of the book Think and Rich, and he studied the 500 most successful men and women who lived in America in the early part of the 19th century. So he took 25 years to study them, and they agreed on 13 principles. Each and every one of them agreed on 13 principles. In the book, you've got people like Thomas Edison, the inventor of the electric light bulb. He interviewed him. Henry Ford motor cars, the Wrigley's chewing gum, Gillette's razors, Burbank. Luther Burbank was the guy that created the new potato that saved Ireland from the famine, and so on and so forth. In my book, there's a testimonial on page 333 from Bruce Lee, and then he has his gold card. And at the front of the book, there's another testimonial from Michael Flatley, who says he's read the book 20 times. So I'd really encourage you, if you haven't got that book, to get it and to study it. So Napoleon Hill studied these guys for 25 years, and he wrote this book. And chapter 2 is faith. And this is what Napoleon Hill had to say about faith. Have faith in yourself, faith in the infinite. Before we begin, you should be reminded again that faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and all mysteries which cannot be analysed by the rules of science. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. Faith is the element, the chemical, which when mixed with prayer gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by humanity. So basically what that means is that faith, absolute true faith, is the only way of harnessing all the power of the entire universe. So you can create the life of your dreams. Mind is the master power that molds and makes, and evermore we take the tool of thought, and shaping what we will brings forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. We think in secret, and it comes to pass. Our environment is but our looking glass. So do I have your attention? Say yes. Great. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, many, many years ago, in a small village lived a little old man and his wife. In this village there was no electricity, so the man and his wife very often used to sit and squint their eyes and try and read books under candlelight. Although at last one day electricity came to the village. What a miracle. Everyone in the village got these little 8-watt candle light bulbs. So time went by, 3 or 4 years, and this little man and woman enjoyed reading their books underneath this 8-watt candle light bulb. Until a very windy, rainy night when they heard a knock at the door. The old man went to the door and he opened it up. And there stood a salesman in the pouring rain, absolutely drenched. And the salesman said, "Hello." And the old man said, "Come on ahead in." So the salesman went into the house and he began to tell the old man and woman that he had these new 100-watt light bulbs. The man and his wife were a bit more open to learn and trying new things now. So the salesman took out the old 8-watt candle light bulb and he screwed it out of the socket. And he put in this new 100-watt light bulb. And as he put in the new 100-watt light bulb, the entire room became illuminated. And you could see all the dust that had been in the corners that people couldn't see before. Everything was brought out into the open. And the little old man and woman were amazed at how bright this light bulb was. And they said, "Wow, look at how bright and powerful this light bulb is." The salesman said, No, 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 no. The power is not in the light bulb. The power was always there. This light bulb just has a bigger capacity to take and use more power. The power has always been there. The old man and woman were confused by this, but then they began to understand that the power has always been there and was just harnessed by this new light bulb. And this is quite similar to the power which flows to and through each and every one of us. The power is always there. There is always a current running through you. And just in case you may not understand it, doesn't mean it's not there. As I said, most people do not understand the workings of electricity, yet we enjoy its benefits. You can cook a man's dinner with it, and you can also cook the man. The power does not care what is applied to it. There is an energy and a power which is constantly flowing to and through you, ready and willing to act on your command. And the switch to turn this up and turn this on is faith. And the question is, what will you apply it to? So let's do this. Yes, this is the time to move to that place of absolute certainty, absolute conviction, total faith and belief in your visions, your dreams and your goals. But what happens? The old conditional will jump up and it wants to say, no. You know that whingy, whiny, wimpy voice sometimes? Wait, we can't do this because of blah, 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 blah. And now, this is one of the most important steps, guys. This is step 2, and this is the place to let go, to allow those old limiting beliefs, those old shackles of the mind to fall away now. Then you're free to embrace your vision, to embrace your goals, and go for it with absolute total certainty. So let me give you the 4 simple steps here, again, just in case we're running out of time. So the 4 steps to creating faith and turning on the switch to your unlimited power are: step 1, take full responsibility. Right now, you are where you are. There's no point in complaining about it. There's no point in blaming other people. And there's no point in making excuses. Take full responsibility. We've got to know where we are, and acceptance is absolutely key. I have a nice little poem about acceptance. You may have heard this one before. It's very simple. It goes like this: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Step 2 is drop any baggage you've carried from the past. Excuse me, just going to take a drink of water here. Step 2 is drop any baggage you've carried from the past. Release people to their higher good. Forgiveness. Forgive them for your good. Realize you're going to have to let go of things. It does require change to create new results. And we must be ready to change now. Today is an ideal opportunity to release your own mental baggage. Maybe you're carrying a pain from your parents. Maybe you're carrying a hurt from a loved one. Perhaps you're angry at yourself. We all carry around with us some mental baggage. But unfortunately, all it does is weigh us down and blocks out our energy. So today, you can decide to let go of the fear, let go of the worry, the doubt, the judgments, the blame, and the anger, and begin to live your life from a place of freedom and peace. What I'd suggest for step 2, if you really want to tap into your unlimited power, is take 10 minutes and just write down everything that you wish to release. It could be a feeling, it could be something that you've held on to for a long time, it could be a habit that you have, maybe watching too much television, maybe being on Facebook too much, maybe eating too much chocolate, I don't know what it is, but there could be something there that you want to release and let go of. And take your time, take 10 minutes to write down and let go. Step 3, which I already said before, I actually told you it was step 1 the last time, but step 3 is actually enter into the state of by connecting with gratitude. Now, when you enter into the state of harmony, gratitude, this is the place, as I said, where all true transformation begins. And from gratitude, we move to that place of faith. Gratitude is the only doorway to the house of faith. Once you begin to be thankful for all the great things you already have in your life, your eyes, your ears, your hands, your mouth, your legs, your family, your friends, your house, your home, your children, your car, your business opportunities, then you simply cannot not have faith as you see and experience all the good things in your life. It remains that you once just dreamed and wished for. So just think about all those things that you have right now in your life that were just once a dream. And at that point, you can't not have faith. You absolutely believe and you can see the magic. After thanking for what you've already received, you enter into that state of gratitude. And that means that you begin to be thankful for the ideas and things that haven't manifested in your life yet, but you have in your mind. Because an idea that you have in your mind is real. Every single solitary thing is very first of all created in the unseen. As we said before, look at the results that they have today. And because they physically see the results that they have today, then they think thoughts of their old results. And they get feelings of those thoughts, and then they take the same actions. And what happens is it gives them the same result. And that's what we call a vicious circle. Forgetting that we have higher intellectual faculties, one of them being our imagination. We have the ability to imagine. Nothing else has the ability to imagine and dream except for a human being. We have the ability to imagine and to dream, and it's your right as a human being to imagine. And with that imagination and with that dreaming, with feeling it in your heart of hearts and beginning to plan and take action now, you begin to manifest and create your dreams. You first dream it in your mind in the unseen, and then people will see it. As you hold it in your heart, they will see it physically appear. Absolute magic. If you have an idea in your mind and you're able to communicate with that with another person, then that idea is real and has already began to develop form. So an action point here is I would communicate your heart's desire with two people that you can in total confidence. Because whenever you speak out your dream or what is it you want to achieve and you share it with somebody that will encourage you with it, then it begins to give it even more life. I can remember when I got my idea to open up Curbs, I was in America and I went to a job. I was in school and I was a painter. I was a painter that time, and I went in and there was a fella there. He was a taper. He taped joints and plastered the joints in the walls. And he said to me, he says, "You'll not see me next week." And I says, "Why is that?" He says, "I'm going to open up a gym." And I thought that was a bit strange, right? I says, "Why?" He says, "I'm going to open a gym for men only." And I thought that was very strange, a gym for men only. And he said, "Yeah, it's based on this concept that's called Curbs, which is a 30-minute workout for women only." I phoned up my brother. He was at home in Ireland at the time, and I spoke to him about it. And Gary said to me, he said, "Well, is somebody to breathe life into it?" So I know that you have an idea or you have a dream or whatever it is. It could be a dream to be in the best shape of your life, physical condition. It could be a dream to start a new business, or it could be a dream to expand your business. It could be a dream to get a new job. It could be a dream to be in a relationship. Whatever it is, all it needs is for you to breathe life into it. So the real way to show your true belief is to take action. As a man that I know called Ian Cahill says, back yourself. Be prepared to back yourself. And when you're prepared to back yourself on your idea, then you'll find other people who are prepared to back you too. Another important point around that is if you write out a short story of something that you once dreamed for, which you now have, then that'll actually fuel your belief in the infinite power. Step 4 is mind feed. Just like the body needs proper nutrition and exercise to be in prime condition, so does the mind. And one of the most fantastic things for mind feed is self-talk. Now you may have seen on the notes that Dave sent out about the Muhammad Ali technique. And the Muhammad Ali technique is very, very simple. Muhammad Ali had great belief and great faith in himself. If you look up on YouTube there, you'll see Muhammad Ali and you'll see him standing and he has his fist out. And you can do this after me too if you want to know. You can put your stand there and you can put your fist out and Muhammad Ali will say, I'm going to show you how great I am. I'm going to show you how great I am. I'm going to show you how great I am. And Muhammad Ali used to say that to his opponents. He used to stand up, and what he was doing there was he was fueling his mind with that positive self-talk constantly. He was talking himself up. The majority of us, unfortunately, talk ourselves down. What a waste. One of the most important things that we can learn to do in our lives is to encourage ourselves, just like the way you encourage your kids. If you want your kids to do well at something, you encourage them. When they go to bed at night, you tell them they're great, you tell them that you love them. Well, it's really important for you to do that for yourself as well, because that is the thing that is going to make the difference. We must have great love for ourselves. We must learn to love ourselves, because if we really want to achieve our dreams, then we must love ourselves enough to go for them. Love ourselves enough and encourage ourselves enough to achieve them. And that's where the self-talk comes in. It's absolutely vital. We all know the key to change is mind feed. Just like the body needs proper nutrition to be in prime condition, so does the mind. Change the in and you change the out. Remember, the number one universal law is cause and effect. Most people tend to set their goals and their dreams on high vibration, as in they feel fantastic when the dream comes into their mind. But then they live most of their lives and hours and days on a lower vibration, not feeling so fantastic about their current life. And this is the greatest mistake to live in the dream. In fact, it's a totally different road. We must remain on the same path with our goals and our dreams, as we must remain on the same vibration. So you've got to see, feel, and believe yourself already in possession. So that's absolute certainty. So obviously when you see and feel and believe yourself already in the possession of the good that you desire now, then you feel fantastic. And correct mind feed keeps you on high vibration. There are two ways for correct mind feed, and both are of the utmost importance. Number one is the internal self-talk you're conditioned to use. The pictures or the visualizations you engage in, the beliefs you have, the stories you run in your mind, and of course, your self-image. So talk kind to yourself with words of praise and encouragement. Picture situations the way that you want them to work out, and visualize you being at your absolute best, the best you ever. Keep your stories positive and successful, and give your energy to the good at all times. Believe in you and the power which flows to and through you. Make your self-image big, bright, vibrant, and beautiful. Sounds great, doesn't it? Because this is the way. Second part of that is the external language. This is one you can watch and you can hear a lot quicker. Again, language is vital. The words you say, what you watch on television, the scenarios and situations you subject yourself to, the books you read, the music or radio stations you listen to, advertising, the newspapers, magazines, the meetings and functions you attend, and even the food you eat, the way you breathe, the exercise you do are all external influences on the mind, and every single thing you do, an appreciation of a flower, a kind deed or a courageous act. So select your language and tonality. Pick what you engage in, scenes that you see, things that you hear. Get a vision board. Put wonderful pictures of things on. Read books of other people's successes. And with Dave here, you've got the perfect tools because he supplied all of those things for you. Listen to audios. Notice the beauty in life. Breathe deep. Eat nutritious food. Exercise daily. And surround yourself with people who will encourage you to always be the best you. And if you're going to make one decision at all here this evening, make that decision right now. Decide right now in your mind, right now in this very, very, very moment, that every second or every millisecond going forward at this point in time, that you're going to commit to being the absolute best you can be. because it's not about anybody else. It's not about judging or measuring yourself against anything else out there. All it is about you being your absolute best. And you look back into yourself and look within yourself and commit to yourself and say, I am prepared to step up. I am prepared to come forward, and I am prepared to grow and to be at my absolute best. Yes, there will be times when you will fall off the horse. Yes, there will be times, but you can always dust yourself off and step back up again. So that's that from me, guys. If there's any questions at all, I'd be honoured to answer them.
Great stuff, Steve. As always, it's so informative and inspiring, and love the bits of humour and stuff you throw in there as well. So great presentation as always. Just a quick one there before we go on to any questions, stuff that might be there. One thing is feedback coming in has been fantastic. Like people have been really blown away by what you've shared, and this, people saying they're really inspired and ready to take action, which at the end of the day is the objective of this whole presentation. And what you do, like inspiring people to take action. So that's fantastic.
That's great. Thank you.
Just to tell people about, a big project you have is the High Achievers Club, and it's doing amazing stuff at the moment. Changing people's lives, individuals and businesses, and it's doing incredible things. So just tell people a little bit about that, and also you have an event coming up you were telling me about earlier on.
Oh yeah. Well, the High Achievers Club, first of all, I suppose the High Achievers Club is a group of business owners, highly ambitious business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives, and we come together to mastermind and to help each other to grow in life and grow in business. And we run a very special event. We run like a 3-day workshop a couple of times a year, and this one's on the 25th, 26th, and the 27th of April in the Dublin area, and it's called Ignition. And Ignition it's all about connecting with your true inner power, inner strength, getting yourself on track, motivated, talking out your ideas with like-minded people, and having the support there. And we always find that people after doing if their energy level was maybe expressed a lot more of he's an Australian guy. So we get to work with lots of people. If you're not in business too, we've got lots of guys come to it that aren't in business, just come for their own motivational levels. It could do with their health, it could do with their relationships, it could do with just that they want to be at their absolute best. And that's what we do. That's what we do on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of April. And with the High Achievers, we were saying like earlier on, we bring in different speakers and that. We've got Marissa, as I mentioned earlier on, Marissa Carter from Coco Brown came in. We also had Eddie O'Sullivan, the ex-Irish rugby manager there last month, come in. We have Ben Dunn, or not Ben Dunn, sorry, Bernard Dunn, the boxer. Ben Dunn. Bernard Dunn, the boxer. He's going to come in and speak for us as well too. So we just do lots of exciting things like that. We also do a lot of good stuff for charities, so we do too. And we have everybody on, just like Dave would always be recommending, people be on their health. We always keep guys on their toes in regards to their health. We do events, things together. I was telling Dave there before he came on this call, I'd done an event there myself at the weekend, which involved 12 hours and 15 minutes outside in the stormy weather. But anyway.
That's getting outside your comfort zone. That's all about, isn't it?
What's that?
Getting outside your comfort zone again. That's the key thing for people. It's like you doing that 12 hours, 15-minute event. We need to constantly be challenging ourselves.
Definitely challenging it. And I suppose if anybody wants to chat with me, what I do here is I suppose it's all about taking action. As you say, like for the first 7 people that want to speak with me, personally, what I will do is I'll do a 30-minute coaching call, and that 30-minute coaching call will be complimentary, because I've known Dave a long time. Says like Dave worked along with myself and has been to these 3-day seminars and that, and I'm always inspired by what Dave does. He takes massive action too. So as my gift back to Dave and to your listeners there, Dave, if there's 7 of the guys there want to do a 30-minute coaching call with me, then I'll definitely do that. I'll just stick in the email address here. I just can send me all the details. Ask and asks.
That's incredibly generous of you, Steve. Again, there's huge value in that, guys. I've just put Steve's email. I grabbed his email because obviously I have it. So I just put it in the question box or the chat box. So basically, this is what it's going to be. So as Steve said, so it's just the first 7 action takers, Steve. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So guys, first 7. So I put the email in the chat box. So send an email now and claim one of 7. There's only 7, so go there quick. We've a huge amount of people on from all over the world, so make sure you get on, book your session, okay? So send them an email and just put in, free 30-minute session and put in Dave Sheahan. Put something like that in the subject line so he knows where it's coming from. Thanks a lot for that, Steve. That's incredible value to give, and 30 minutes of your time is very valuable. And I know it'll make a huge difference in everyone's life that gets it, the first 7 who get it. Also, to announce as well, Steve is going to be one of our incredible speakers at Formula for Success Live. That's our 3-day live stream event, which many of you attended last November. We got great feedback from it, so we're working on ways of making the next one even bigger and better, November's one. So Steve's going to be one of our speakers on the Friday when we're speaking about mindset and all that area. So we've other speakers too. We'll be launching Formula for Success Live next week. So keep an eye out for emails and special early bird specials. But as I said, just to let you know, Steve's going to be one of our speakers. And you can see just from
Dave,
the last...
just a little bit what I'll share on that, just go for a bit of insight, because I know there I had 4 points down there, and we could talk all night there on things, but what I will share on that is I'll share the one prime cause that science and psychology agree on that determines all the results in your entire life, and it's not what you think it is.
Excellent. No, great stuff. As I said at the start, Steve shares incredible information. You can see his passion, and his inspirational nature. He takes action and things, but he inspires you to do it. So, it's great to have him on board for the event, which is fantastic. So keep an eye out for emails on that. I'm just going to check through some questions. So guys, 7 may be gone already, but if you haven't sent the email to Steve yet, do it. Because first 7. Sandra's just asking here, early on you were saying 3 things. Believe, there was number 1, believe, second one she didn't hear, and then 3 was fate. What was that second one there? So believe, then something, and then fate.
Oh, okay. So what I broke that down into was the 4 things that will bring you into the state of faith. And faith is that place of absolute certainty. And when you're in a state of absolute certainty, where there is no doubt, that's when you're in line with the good that you desired, and that's at the point where you begin to see the manifestation of it. And that can happen very, very fast. It can happen extremely fast. It's all about being in alignment. We have 2 parts of our mind, and the deeper part of our mind is our unconscious or subconscious mind. Now, your unconscious or subconscious mind is your emotional mind. And what emotion means is, emotion is energy in motion. So it's energy moving. Every single thing is energy moving. Every single thing is energy moving, no matter what it is. It's always vibrating at a level. So the most important thing is that we are in alignment. And the 4 things that I shared are the 4 things that will bring you into alignment with the good that you desire. And the first one was take full responsibility. The second one was drop any baggage that you've carried from the past. So that is to Forgive yourself, forgive others, release any negativity that you may be holding on to. Quite often the mind can go, I'm not holding on to any negativity, but that can be serviced. It's quite important to study yourself, and what will guide you always is how you feel. As I said, your emotional mind, energy and motion. Your emotional mind and how you feel is your best guidance system. When you've dropped any baggage that you've carried from the past, you will feel that it's very easy to do the things that you want to do. You'll feel that it's a lot easier to get out of bed in the mornings. You'll feel that your energy levels have quadrupled. So you'll know that. If you have any heavy emotions, you'll know that you're carrying stuff from the past. So that's step 2. Step 3 is enter into a state of harmony by connecting with gratitude. And that is, again, with gratitude is you start off first of all by thanking for what you have. It's genuine thanks. It might even begin at the start where it can feel, thank you for this, thank you for that, But after a little while, if you write it down and you read it, even after 5 minutes of listening out to things you're grateful for, it automatically changes your vibration. It automatically changes your alignment, how you feel, and how you feel is how you act. And from the point, when you're in that point and you're in that place that you've thanked for the things that are great in your life already now, that is the most perfect place to begin to be thankful for the ideas that you have in your mind, because the ideas that you have in your mind are real if you're moving forward to creating them. So it's like if you have a dream or an idea to be a great speaker on stage, or to have a fantastic business, or to have a certain amount of cash flow or finance or a great body, if you can actually see that so clearly in your mind and believe it so much in your mind with that same power of gratitude, then it happens. That is how we create. And number 4 was mind feed. As I said, just like the body needs proper nutrition and exercise to be in prime condition, so does the mind. And mind feed is every single thing that you're putting into your mind. That's like this, what Dave does, are vitally important because he's giving people correct mind feed. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, and just the response just come in now. That's perfectly clear. So they're delighted with the answer.
Good. Thank you. Thanks for asking that question.
Donald, gratitude is not a decision, it's an attitude and feeling. Is discontentment a necessary push in order to get started? So just
Sorry,
again for you if you want.
Is that a question?
Yes, so you're just saying gratitude is not a decision, it's an attitude and a feeling. So just the question then, is discontentment a necessary push in order to get started?
Discontentment, yes. If you're discontent, what that does is it builds your desire. Discontentment will build your desire. So I wasn't happy with the life that I had, you know what I mean? And there is a difference between a healthy dissatisfaction and an unhealthy dissatisfaction, and the difference is very simple. The unhealthy dissatisfaction will not take action. The healthy dissatisfaction will take action. You have to have dissatisfaction. Human beings are motivated by 2 things. They're motivated to move away from pain, and they're motivated to move towards pleasure. But the majority of human beings are motivated more to move away from pain, and it's because of our reptilian brain that we're motivated to move away from pain. And a healthy dissatisfaction is a wonderful thing because it helps you grow and expand and create, just like the iPhones. Somebody wasn't happy with the phones that we had. Healthy dissatisfaction, decided to create something better. Somebody wasn't happy with riding horseback, decided to create motor cars. Somebody wasn't happy with having to take ships to America, decided to create airplanes. All part of the creation process, absolutely, 100%. Because in order to really, really know what you do want, sometimes you have to know what you don't want. So knowing what you don't want can be a big process of knowing what you do want.
Excellent. So yeah, the comment came back like great answer. So they're happy with your answer. So you're just getting a lot more feedback as well, see, because I know, any speaker or presenter, they always love feedback, and I said a lot more coming in. Amazing presentation, feeling inspired, ready to take action. Great, all that's just good for you to hear, and obviously I like to see it as well. But as I said at the very start, you're an inspiring guy, and it was going to be a great presentation, which it has, and you've given so much yourself, and I'm so grateful for you to, take time out of your busy schedule, and it's late at night now in Ireland, for you to come on board and help motivate and inspire these people from all over the world. So I want to just thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, pleasure as always. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming on board and listening.
So guys, that's another edition of Formula for Success weekly webinar. Again, as always, I encourage you to go tell people you know about it. This is 100% free every single Tuesday at the same time. Encourage people to get on, and they can also benefit from this life-changing information. As I always say at the end of the webinars, you've got a lot of information, a lot of action-taking tools from what Steve has covered with you. The key thing though is implementation. Knowledge is not power, as is typically thrown around. It's implementation of knowledge is power. So you need to take action, otherwise you're not going to get the results. So make sure you take plenty of action implementing what Steve has gone through with you. And we look forward to speaking to you on the next Forum for Success webinar next week. And the 7 of you who got in to get the free 30-minute call with Steve, have a good time, enjoy it, and make the most from it. I know it's going to be an incredible experience for you, and will make a big impact in your life with what he'll share with you and how he'll coach you. So talk to you next time. Have an amazingly successful and productive and fulfilling week.